Wisconsin Democratic Senator Tammy Baldwin wants to cut health care costs. She just introduced a bill along with the New Hampshire Democratic senator that would make premium tax credits on the Affordable Care Act permanent. These tax credits expire at the end of the year. Last year, 231,000 Wisconsinites were enrolled. They saved $573 monthly. And changes could be coming to tobacco products. The FDA proposing a limit on nicotine levels in items like cigarettes and cigars. Previous studies have shown that lower amounts of nicotine can help people smoke less and in some cases quit altogether. The proposal calls for capping nicotine to 0.7 milligrams per gram. Comments from the public can be made over the next few months. Officials say the finalization process for the rule could take years to complete. Americans love bacon and hot dogs, but eating too much can harm your health. Now, as Dr. Malika Marshall explains, a new study finds a link between processed red meat and dementia.
Beef, pork, lamb. The U.S. is one of the largest consumers of red meat in the world, and it's putting us at higher risk of health conditions like heart disease and type 2 diabetes. Now researchers have found a direct link between processed red meat and dementia.
Processed red meat.
Dr. Daniel Wen is a nutritional epidemiologist at Mass General Brigham. He and his team looked at the dietary habits of more than 133,000 health professionals, specifically on their consumption of both processed red meat, like bacon, hot dogs, and sausages, which contain high levels of salt and preservatives, and unprocessed red meat, like steak and ground beef. They found that those who ate the most processed red meat, on average a quarter serving per day or more, had a 13% higher risk of dementia compared to people who barely ate any.
We found very consistent evidence that higher processed red meat intake is associated with higher risk of dementia.
The same level of risk was not found among people who consumed higher amounts of unprocessed red meat, though people who ate either unprocessed or processed meats were more likely to self-report problems with memory loss and cognitive decline.
If you can try to decrease your red meat intake, especially the processed red meat intake, at any time point during your life, that will help your cognitive health.
So if you're going to eat red meat, choose unprocessed red meat like the ground beef found in a hamburger, and of course, skip the bacon. The researchers also found that substituting red meat with nuts and seeds in particular, but also poultry, fish, and low-fat milk can reduce your risk of dementia and preserve brain health.
It's not clear how eating processed red meat contributes to dementia, but researchers believe it may boil down to its effect on the gut microbiome, an area they plan to study further.